Happy Monday, everybody! You're listening to the Personal Playlist Podcast, fondly referred to as the P3. I'm Noah Daniel.
Music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand.
I am so excited to have Kristen Nan here on the Personal Playlist Podcast. Kristen is an educator for the last 23 years whose passion for building relationships with her students, colleagues, and community continues to ignite change for the better. Kristen has served as an emotional support teacher, learning support teacher, and classroom teacher from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She's currently a third grade teacher. With keeping a future-ready mindset at the forefront for every child, she's been recognized as an award-winning educator for innovative practices. Kristen's book, All In, Taking a Gamble in Education, co-authored by Jacie Maslyk, and focuses on the importance of risk-taking, chances, and building relationships between teachers and administrators for the betterment of all stakeholders. Welcome to the show, Kristen.
Oh, Noah, thank you so much for having me.
I am so happy that you're here. You know, Janelle McLaughlin, who's a good friend of mine, was talking to me about how I had to have you on the show. And I'm so happy that we finally worked out a time to make that happen.
Oh, me too.
Present at ISTE this year.
I know. We were so looking forward to it. It was going to be absolutely epic. And I'm just fingers crossed for next year. No doubt in my mind.
And it was supposed to be you guys, and who else was going to be presenting with you?
Yes. So we had Jamie Donnelly, we had Scott Nunes. I mean, we just had this group of like just epic proportions. It was just like on the edge. It all started with a Twitter, like one tweet led to 10 tweets to, oh my gosh, let's try this. Let's go rogue. Let's do this. And it just built all in like 5 seconds flat, the most incredible personalities and just that fun loving spirit. And next thing you know, we were voxing one another and it was, oh my gosh, let's do this. Let's just make it happen. And so we just started brainstorming and Jamie just kind of ran with it, tossed it into ISTE. And there it was. I mean, actually kind of crazy enough, we had to, wait and have the, approval from others. Like, what am I trying to say? We were denied. We were denied. And then we had to be voted in. So they voted us in and that became like our big go-to. We were like, let's make it happen. Now everybody wants us, right?
You know what though? But that collaboration that happens, like it's the tweet that launched 1,000 tweets, you know, like that visioning that can happen in a moment is one of the greatest parts about having a really connected educator group or a PLN.
Yes. And it was super exciting that honestly, it went from us wanting to do it to, being denied. And that's a humbling experience. So we had, that turned down. But then when you have your colleagues vote for you and you know that the people that are learning with you and growing with you are the ones that want you, it really just lights that fire under you. So we keep our chat going in Voxer and we keep pushing one another and we'll see what happens for next year.
Well, I will definitely look forward to that. But let's talk a little bit about your book. How did it come to be?
The book came to be because Jacie had entered into my district, new, and I think I kind of came with a little bit of a warning label on me, that disruptor within education, the one that wanted to try something different, the one that, truly wanted to, make all these changes, flexible seating denied, let's try, PBL denied, all these things that I was trying to bring to the forefront. And I just didn't have that opportunity because we were very much in a traditional mindset at the time. And then Jacie came along and heard about this girl and took a walk past my room one day, stopped by and asked me like, what do you want? What do you see happening? What do you want to make happen this year? And to be quite honest with you, Noah, I actually thought it was a bit of a trick. I was like, do you really want me to answer that? Like, are we having a serious conversation? She's like, bring it. And so I am who I am. I'm very much an open book. And that day, just like the risk building that this entire book was established on, I took a risk and I had a real conversation with an administrator that was willing to listen. And honestly, I get chills just thinking about it because that right there changed the entire trajectory of the next 5 years to come. And one of the quotes in the book that I have always gone back to is just take the risk, because nothing amazing comes with a little risk. So Jacie took that risk on me as well, and we bonded immediately. And so we just started making things happen. It was literally one of those moments of, okay, Kristen, we'll try it. And I said, seriously? And she's like, yeah, what's the worst that's going to happen? It fails. It doesn't work out. Then we just don't do it again. And this ripple effect kept coming. And it was just an energy inside me and an opportunity of sending me to conferences that I hadn't had in a very long time, learning from others. And I thrive on others. I thrive on the fact that I know there's always more to learn. And when I felt like I was held captive within my four walls, and I felt like I was so behind the times. I just couldn't reach out far enough. Social media was forbidden. It was very taboo for us at the time. And, her first thing was, I challenge you to get on social media. And I thought, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, this is crazy. Is she really saying this? And with all of that, we just built this trusting friendship, a work relationship that truly just changed everything for my students and for me. And I think one of the biggest things she stopped and said to me one day, and actually to my family, we had a summer of learning of great proportion, and we were able to volunteer for different types of learning that we wanted to be a part of. And she sent a letter to my family, thanking my husband and my sons for supporting me and giving up time away from my family to further educate myself so that I could be better for my students. And I thought, man, that is somebody that I need in my circle all the time. So that's what started it.
Wow. I mean, the wind beneath your wings.
Right?
That is really special. And to have somebody reach out to your family,
yes,
to thank them, that is a person who really gets it.
Yes.
Wow.
Truly.
Wow.
I know.
Okay, I need to process that for a minute.
I know, because that was the same thing for me. Truly, it was that moment. I remember when my son grabbed it from the mailbox and brought it up, and he's like, "This is from Dr. Maslyk." And then he saw that it was, addressed to himself and his brother and his dad, and my heart started to pound because I was like, it doesn't have my name on it. And he's like, I know, right? And he's like, well, my name is on it, Mom. Do you think I should open it? I was like, yeah. And he started reading it out loud to me. And I didn't even realize that the tears were dropping until they hit my arm. And I had this moment of just complete, utter appreciation for the fact that she realized this was a choice on my part, and it took the support of my family, and with not and beyond my own home. This was my mother-in-law, my father-in-law that had to, step up and help me with my children at the time so that I could be able to have that opportunity. So this is way more than just my own household. So it was a life-changing experience. So one note of thanks changed everything.
Yeah. And again, that's the kind of empowering leadership that builds people up and really makes that difference.
Completely.
Wow. Okay. I want to talk about the task that I'm a little bit emotional about it, because it really, the truth is that there aren't enough leaders like that. And so what makes it so special is that it still is really unique. And it makes me think about how even though there's so many amazing teachers in education, you still get that 10 to 20% when you're asked about the teachers in a child's school, how many of them are really good teachers, and you still don't get high enough statistics. And it's amazing to have those kind of models in the world of the people you want to be like. And that's wild.
I just love that. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, I think so often we as educators go into education so inspired, and we want to make this huge difference. And it's a part of not just our profession, but a part of our personality traits. And we have such big dreams. Those can get smashed upon very easily. We wear our hearts on our sleeve. And we also come in feeling that we have to be equipped to have all the answers. And as education has evolved, as technology has evolved, as society has evolved, I think it's time that we as educators come to terms with the fact that, it's not possible to know everything, every aspect of our area of specialty. It's just not possible. And so when we can have these open conversations, to be vulnerable enough to be able to have these conversations, not just with our admin and teachers, this is with our families, with our students. When we can reserve judgment on others for not having the answer, like we could be like better than ever before. Some of our most innovative approaches to education could come from that one conversation if we can just bring ourselves to the table.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. And this show is a project from my class because it is an invitation to the whole person to bring yourself into that table, at that table, to that space. And it asks you to be open and vulnerable. So I asked you to choose a nostalgic identity and pick-me-up song. Tell me a little bit about that process for you.
I knew exactly which song that I wanted. It's for me, this song goes back to something that comes from my college years of meeting my husband. And it very much, it became a time period in our life. You know, I'm 48. We were listening to albums when we were in college. We would sit and listen to these albums over and over. And, you know, it was one of those things where it spoke to us. We would listen to the lyrics. We would listen to the words. You know, sometimes I don't even know that I actually listened to every word, to every song now the way I did then. Maybe it was just that I had the time or, you know, the space. But honestly, like, this song is a song that my husband played for me. He chose this, and to have someone choose a song that comes from their heart. He's much more introverted, and for him to then say to me for our wedding, he said, you know, hun, I don't care what you pick, what you choose, you do everything and anything you want. If you could be okay with me picking the song that we dance to, then I will be the happiest guy on earth. And I thought, of course, like, I wanted him involved in everything. He just, you know, that wasn't his thing. But this song, this is a song that spoke to him. And he was saying these words to me on our wedding day.
Holy moly. So the choice of your 3 songs were easy, and you went right to your nostalgic song to kind of pull this thread. You and I are the same age, so I know what you mean when you say sit and listen to albums. And
yes.
The idea, so this song is very unique for this band, and it was actually the first song that the lead singer wrote all the lyrics for, and it was one of the very few songs by this band where the guitarist played acoustic guitar.
Yes.
So it's kind of extra wild that this is also your wedding song.
Yes.
So let's get the let out and play.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you. When mountains crumble to the sea, there will still be you and me. Kind of woman, I give you my of rain, whisper of the pain, tears of love lost in the days gone by. My love is strong, here there is no wrong. Together we shall go until we die. My inspiration's what you are to me.
emotional imagining.
Oh. So am I, Noah. So am I. When I have to play it to be able to hear it. It's not exactly like it's on the radio anymore. And every single time I can picture us in that moment. And I have to tell you, we had a live band at our wedding, and that it was common at the time. And we asked the band if they could play it, and they said, "Oh, we're so sorry. Like, we just don't know that song." And he said to me, "Hun, we will have that song." So he called his fraternity brothers up that had a band back in the day. And I am not even kidding you, his fraternity brothers were like, "Of course we will do that." And they got together. They sang it. They sang it back in the day. It's just that this was so many years later. They got together, they practiced it, and they got up on our wedding day and they played that song for us. And to have them playing it, to have my husband choose it, it's just, and here we are, like, we'll be married 21 years in November, and I get chills, and it just truly chokes me up every time I hear it. I know, crazy, right?
No, that's fantastic story. Oh my God. Do your boys know about this?
They do, because I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm very big with my music. So the running joke in our family is that I love music. I just could never tell you who wrote a song or who's singing the song. And it's like the funniest. I get to sing every bit of the lyrics, but I could never tell you who actually wrote it. But I always would put this on in the car, and when they were younger, there was things on the radio station I just didn't care for them to hear, and so I'd play my choices, and this was always one of my choices, and so they know the whole story behind it. And when they hear it, they're like, "Oh, everybody stop talking! It's Mom and Dad's song."
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You made this comment about not knowing the names of the artists or the story behind the song, and of all the songs that you could have chosen to say, I don't care which artist, which version of this song you play for your identity song, I was really surprised, because even if you're not a religious Christian, this song is a very powerful, well-known song that I've been singing the words to all of my life. But I specifically for you chose this artist because the version of this song is sung by her when she was a teenager. And it made me think about all of your work and how all of that connects. So that's why I chose this particular version of this song. But for your identity song, why this song, and how does it connect?
Oh my goodness. So to know me is to know that everything that speaks to my heart, obviously, is a major connection for me. This is, when I was growing up, I would love to tell you that I was just this like great little Christian girl. And I think I found my way to that. It was just that when I was younger, we didn't go faithfully each Sunday. And as I was growing through my life and finding that my mom suffered from bipolar, she's bipolar, and it was really challenging for me to be able to see the roller coaster that she was always on. I didn't know this until later in life. And so at the time it was very just uncertain and misunderstood. And so I had a neighbor who would see me take these walks. I would just go on these walks all the time. And they said to me, we could really use someone. You're so good with kids. We could really use someone to teach Sunday school. We could really use someone for, vacation Bible school. And we have a church just on the road if you're interested. And I thought, oh my goodness, that is amazing. And to be very honest, I love my family dearly. But for me, it was an opportunity to be away from the chaos. And I found my way into that church, and I found my way into choir there. And this song spoke to me because I've had my ups and downs with my mom through the years. And I have always stopped and said to myself, I must have grace. I must have grace on her. In the meantime, for myself, I've battled some of my own. I suffered from a concussion when my oldest son was in kindergarten. He's now 17. My other son was an infant, and recently was battling some bits of melanoma. So that was a little bit of a tough scare. my mother-in-law, who was my complete angel and saint in my world, passed away a couple of years ago. And we had a conversation one day, and we found out that we both were just completely bonded by this song. So when we would go to church together, and my family was sitting in the pew, it would be my husband, myself, my boys, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law and I would just kind of sit, and we would hold hands when this song would come on. And we both knew that we had different reasons why it spoke to us, but it was just that song that always reminded me, I guess, the truth within each of us and what we need to have for ourselves and for others.
Wow. I'm going to just play it. Amazing Grace by Leanne Rhymes.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious indeed that grace appeared. The hour I'd first believed, when we began the 10,000 years bright.
I'm so sorry for your losses and your struggles. And it's so wonderful that this song brings so much of yourself and your story from your whole heart into your life.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you. I'm so, I just always feel like I'm so fortunate, right? Because, I don't know, I am who I am today because of everything and everyone, good, bad, or indifferent. So I think that this path that God has put me on is just, it's one I need to be wide-eyed and open to. And it's something that I learn from every single day. And the minute I feel that sense of weight on me, I know that it's there to teach me something. So I lean into the good. I do. I lean into the good. I just feel like there's no other way to see life, it's too short.
It is too short, and it's good to have perspective and shared experiences through something so meaningful that's a touchstone to you. But I'm going to shift the zone, but it's actually not so much of a shift, even though it's your motivational song, because I'm having this crazy experience with you now.
Oh my goodness, No, I know. Like I am all yours. Like when I'm in a conversation, when I'm having time with somebody, that's the one thing I will say. I am like all yours. I'm attentive. I'm here. My heart's all yours, right? It's like 100% vulnerability right here.
I am the same, and in this space, I kind of want to say the name of the song just to say that you can feel that way with me. So I'm going to let you lead us into that last song.
Oh my goodness. This song is just, it just speaks to my soul because I started, when Jacie gave me that blessing of, yes, let's do PBL. And then she sent me to a workshop, like days. I got to go and learn and understand it and appreciate all the elements to it. And to be trained to be able to bring it back to my classroom the right way. And so here I was trying to put my first PBL together, and I'm taking all this literature and I'm trying to find my way through it. And I thought, if I'm going to kick this off right with my students, I need them to know that they have a voice and that I am going to hear it and that they don't need me to give them permission to be able to be heard. And so I thought, what other way to do that than to listen to music? So I picked these different songs, and I had all these songs, and they spread about the room, and they could sketch note, they could, draw this out. I had different ways that they could express themselves, and in turn, they were interpreting the lyrics to the song. And I remember the first time that I played this song, and I looked around my classroom, and I thought, whoa. Man, am I blessed. These 8-year-old little people were singing this song with such joy, with such conviction. And then they started pointing to me. And I thought, wow, they know I'm in their corner. They know I am always here for them. And then they started pointing to each other. And I thought, man, this is so beyond me. This is so beyond the song. This is our way of life. This is a culture, but this is truly our way of life. And this song every year, I can't take it off my list. I change up my songs because I need to change them up for the students that I have that year. And I need to find the ones that speak to them. But I'll tell you what, year in and year out, this song has always spoken to every one of them.
Okay, here is Count on Me by Bruno Mars.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3.
How are you feeling about sharing your 3 songs with me?
Oh my goodness. I love the beat of that. And I love the spirit behind it. I think to myself, if people know they can count on me, and if I have this circle around me that I can count on, like what could stop us? Right. So these 3 songs, wow. No, I can't thank you enough for taking me on this journey, because it was time to take like 3 different components of my life and bring them together in one, one space. And I feel fantastic. I feel so loved, and I feel so fortunate. So this has been absolutely amazing.
I'm so happy. Let's tell people how they can find you.
Okay, so on Facebook, it's Kristen Kilgore Nan. On Instagram, and on Twitter, you can find me at Nan KR 1120. People always say, "What's the 1120?" And I'm like, "Listen, people, when I took my first iPad class like 6-7 years ago, and they told me I needed to come up with something, my brain needed something I could remember, and I will always remember November 20th because it's the day I got married."
Oh,
So
wow.
1120, girl, 1120 is my day. So yeah, that's how they can find me. I'm on Voxer, same thing. Although Voxer seems to have like 2 identities for me. So just make sure if you reach out, send me a Vox real quick. Make sure I answer back. If I don't answer back, you got the wrong one.
Okay, and don't forget to send people to your website, KristenNan.com.
Absolutely. Yes, Kristen. Thank you, Noah. Yes, of course. KristenNan.com. You'll find what's really cool about my website is that it's connected to my student website. You know, George Couros he's been such an inspiration to me, and he challenged me several years ago to go beyond like this part of my world and start creating this world for my students. And so we created this website together, a bunch of 8 and 9-year-old kids, we just did it. And so it connects straight to theirs, and they call it the Ingenious Lab. And it's really awesome to see what they have brought to the table and how they, have interpreted their lyrics and their blogging and experience that they have, even when they do like book reviews and such. It's all there. So it's a way to get their voice out there as well.
Okay, that's amazing. I'm going to look at it a little bit more closely. I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Is there anything you want to add before I play you out?
Oh, no, I just honestly, thank you. I could have given you 10 other songs, but I am so glad for the 3 that I did pick, and I just can't thank you for sharing this time with me. Thank you so, so much.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for entrusting me with your story. I hope you have a wonderful day.
You as well.
Thank you for joining us on the P3, the Personal Playlist Podcast. I'm Noah Daniel. This is Voice Ed Radio, and I hope you have a fantastic day.